guys, welcome back to my page. I am the Reflective Perspective Oracle. Today we're going to do a pick a card reading called No One Is You and That Is Your Power. So we're going to be looking at what your best traits are, personality traits, characteristics, what you could be embodying right now. This reading is inspired by my friend Kate. She gave me the idea to do this today. So intuitively choose your pile. We have 3 piles. Pile 1, this piece of Bumblebee Jasper. Pile 2, this piece of Lapiz Lazuli. And pile 3, this piece of pink and white Rhodonite. So, intuitively choose your pile. Timestamps are in the description box. Let's get started with pile number 1. All right, so if you chose pile number 1, this piece of Bumblebee Jasper. Let's see what your traits are. All right, pile number 1. So it looks as though you are the type of person who takes time to oneself when something has occurred, okay? So you take the time that's needed. So say, for example, there's an issue, right? You're not explosive about it, okay? You take the time that's needed, you go within, and you allow yourself and you honor how much time you need to analyze a certain situation before discussing it, okay? You're honoring the self, you're honoring the process that's needed in order for you to go within and to come out maybe more calm, maybe more like you've looked at both sides of the sword, that kind of thing. And so you're really someone who is honoring the time that is needed in order to analyze any situation and make the best choice for you, okay? With the level up card here, I also feel that you're somebody who takes accountability for yourself. You do the inner work that's needed to propel yourself forward. So again, you're someone who looks at all facets of yourself and situations, and you use that as a tool to level yourself up to the next level, like to really take accountability for who you are, what you've experienced, what you've gone through, who you're becoming, who you want to become, that kind of thing, right? Excuse me. We now have Stop Giving Them the Playbook. So this talks about, for you, pile 1, it's saying that you allow others to be themselves and that you don't require anyone else to be any different than they are, right? You just allow them to show you who they truly are. And again, it's almost as if to say you're very good at just allowing others to be and not needing them to be any different when they interact with you, and respecting that no matter what, right? So that's beautiful. And then also we have Son of a Bitch. And so this card for you, pile 1, is talking about the fact that you're someone who can see the bigger picture of all situations, and that you don't really fuss over the small details because you realize that there's no point in that. Like, again, because you're someone who takes a step back and really honors and allows yourself to have the time to go over certain things, like you might go over the small details, but at the end of it, you just look at the whole picture and you're able to analyze situations from what it means as a whole rather than all the individual parts, right? So overall, I feel like you're very introspective. You use all the information around you as if they were opportunities, and you see them for what they are. And also your interactions with others, I feel like you're somebody who is very, you kind of view life through a lens of like unconditional love, in the sense that you just allow every situation and every person around you to be as they are, and then you take that information and you use it to your best advantage of really understanding the bigger picture of people, of places, of situations, of lessons. You view everything as an opportunity, and you really do honor the time that it takes in order for you to go within and find out what it is that's most important to you. And then you move on with that information, being able to look at the situation from a bigger picture and knowing that you don't need anything outside of you to be any different, and that everything is all up to you. It's about your reaction and how you approach certain people, places, and situations. Just because somebody acts a certain way doesn't mean that it should affect you. I mean, it might, but you just allow it to be what it is, right? So I'm just hearing accountability. You're a very accountable person, and you hold yourself in high regard and the choices that you make. So these are some powerful superpowers and traits, pile 1, and I hope that resonated with you. Moving on to pile number 2, if you chose this piece of Lapis Lazuli, let's see what your traits are. All right, so pile number 2, I feel like you're somebody who used to doubt themselves a lot, but that doubt in itself, you kind of alchemized it into the trait of becoming someone who is always wants to make sure that they have their bases covered, like someone who has the ability to dot their I's and cross their T's. You're somebody who's become more sure of themselves, right? In many different avenues of their life. So you used to doubt a lot, but now I think you've used that as a trait you've used that opportunity, like you've seen it as an opportunity to really become somebody who's more sure of themselves, particularly with vulnerability, all right? So that could be surrounding emotions, it could be around sexuality, it could be around relationships. I think that you're becoming more sure of yourself, okay? You're realizing that vulnerability is, or you have realized, excuse me, that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness, right? You're not someone who's afraid to fully be themselves anymore, and you speak even when your voice shakes, although I feel like the more you do this, or the more you've done this, the less that it is fearful for, like it's you're not afraid of it anymore, right? I also feel as though you're somebody who has really started to put their faith in their connection to their intuition, right? The I've Seen It card talks about signs and synchronicities, and that your eyes are wide open about this and you're very aware. So again, connection to their faith, to their intuition, or their relationship with their intuition, or to spirit, source, God, whatever it is that you deem to be the power that is leading you, right? Yeah, as I said, you know, you're coming more into balance with this. This is something that you have experienced all throughout your life, maybe where you constantly doubted yourself. You were afraid to express yourself fully and completely. These two birds, they're blue, that talks about the throat chakra, right? And just the expression of oneself. Always, I feel as though, like I said before, excuse me, you were doubting yourself a lot. You would, you know, make a decision one day and then kind of regress back to, oh no, I don't think I can, or I won't, or I shouldn't say these things. But now, pile 2, your superpower, I mean, again, you've got Lapis Lazuli, and here it is, blue. It does talk about the throat chakra and the power that it can release by using this stone, right? So right now, pile 2, this is where your superpower is. This is one of your most predominant traits. And I think that you've really been building your connection to yourself, to spirit, to source, your intuition, and you're really listening to that. You're becoming a more vulnerable version of yourself, and recognizing that that is very powerful, and that you shouldn't ever stifle that or be afraid to fully come into who you truly are. And that is your most powerful trait at this moment in time, pile 2. I hope that resonated with you. And finally, if you chose pile 3, this piece of pink and white Rhodonite, let's see what your traits are at this time. Okay, pile 3. I immediately hear patient and focused, okay? I feel as though pile 3, your most predominant trait right now, or your superpower, is that you are someone who knows what they want, and you're not afraid to nurture it until it appears, right? You're being very patient. As you can see, plant some seeds. It talks about somebody who planted some seeds, they're watering it, they're nurturing it, they're waiting for their crops to grow, right? But they have the patience. They're not checking on the seeds every day. They're not going out back going, I planted these last night. Where are my manifestations? I'm hearing magical manifester, right? You're somebody who stays focused on the goals and aligns all of your action to that goal, right? You don't have time for anything that isn't in direct alignment with that, right? You're literally, like, there's no remorse anymore. Like, you don't you just don't bother forcing anything that doesn't fit, right? You're not going to kick down doors anymore. You know that by keeping your eye on the prize and aligning all your actions to what it is that you want and nurturing that anything and everything that you want to be, do, or have is well on its way to you. You're somebody who isn't worried about it because you now know that whatever you desire will be yours, right? If you think about vibration and the raising of vibration, there's like 3 levels, right? So there's hope, which is, you know, the lowest of the 3. If you think about it, you're hoping, and that in that sense, you're putting your faith in something outside of you. You're hoping that things will work out. And then there's trust, and that's a bit of a higher vibration in the sense that you're trusting that things will work out, but you're still putting the onus on something outside of yourself. But then there's a knowing, right? And that is the highest of all 3 of those vibrations, in the sense that you know, right? And you're not worried about it anymore, that you know it will sort itself out, that it's going to come to you as long as you keep focused and nurturing, right? And then patience, because What a Difference a Day Makes talks about sleeping on it, letting something come to pass, knowing that all your prayers are being heard and miracles can occur, right? Massive faith in yourself, in the co-creation with spirit, knowing that, you know, if you come halfway, then spirit's going to meet you. You just really stepped into this power, and even if something is broken a bit, you know that it's still going to work as long as you keep your eye on the prize, right? This is what I'm seeing. This is really good energy. I feel like this took you quite a while to come to terms with, but once you got the hang of it, you became someone who just knew, like, as long as I love and nurture myself, right? And nurture what it is that I put my time and effort. It's like energy goes where attention flows. And you know that now. You have become a magical manifester. And you know that with no attachment to the outcome, you know, that it's yours. And it might not even appear in the way in which, exactly the way in which that you thought, but you know that spirit's got your back in that co-creation sense of, like, as long as you keep your eye on the prize and all your actions are in alignment to your goals, and you keep nurturing, that spirit's going to bring through miracles and answers to your prayers that could be exactly what you want, or even better than you could have possibly imagined, right? So this is quite the superpower pile number 3. What a tongue twister. Congratulations on that. Keep going, keep up the good work. Keep nurturing those seeds, and just watch your manifestations come in. What a trait to have. Congratulations, pile 3. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my page. If you're interested in our deck, the Mystical Magical Mirror Reflective Perspective booklet and deck, please feel free to reach out. I'd be more than happy to help you get your own. Also, if you're interested in a private reading, I'm available for that as well. Just send me a DM. Thank you guys so much for coming back. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye, guys.